Hi guys, and welcome back to Chip's Green World. And today we're back in the courtyard. Going to be working on the centre line, separating north from south. Shady on the north, sunny on the south. I've already moved Pyrrhus japonica out to the back, so she's out the way. I've started taking the slabs up. I'll continue taking these up now, and then we'll get on with the day's job. Supplies all ready. I've got my sea pebbles, my pots, my plants, and not to forget, my obelisks. Very large, very tall, and very heavy, and a bit rusty. So this is the middle line, and this line separates the shade from sunny area. So from this line onwards we can start planting more sun-loving plants. With that said, let's get on. Right, so once Madam moves, we've got the slabs up. Now I just need to move these pebbles out the way, because this is where the first pot's going to go. Then we'll position the obelisks over the top of the pots. The pots are only for aesthetics, as I've cut a huge hole in the bottom so that the plants can root in, as you'll see now. And all I used was a pair of tin snips and just snipped a big hole in the bottom. I did think about taking the whole bottom off, but I thought it would weaken the pot, so by just cutting a hole, it keeps the strength. And with the plants rooting through, these will become permanent structures along with the obelisks. Right, that's the pots in place. Now for the obelisks. These obelisks are quite thick steel, welded, with big balls on the top. They're taller than the olive tree and tower above the courtyard walls, so quite big. And my advice, in a small space, don't be afraid to go big. These obelisks cost £150 each, but well worth it for the impact. I've gone for a bit of an industrial look with the rusty steel and the shabby pots, inspired by my walk to Janet's Foss. If you didn't catch the vlog, there was an old cart near an old building, all rusty with little wildflowers growing up through it. Just gorgeous. It's amazing where you can get inspiration. So back to the obelisks. I'm sinking these into the ground a couple of inches and then levelling them off, making sure I leave enough gaps so I can walk fully around the courtyard. Right, that's them in place. See how tall they are? Aren't they spectacular? Right, let's get the sea pebbles down and then we can then move on to planting. Exciting. Alright, so that's the pebbles in place. I've also spread a few along the front so they all match in. Just tuck them in, get them all level, and then we're ready to fill the pots with some topsoil. So I've filled the pots up enough so I can get the pots in, and the first pot that's going in, first plant, is a fig. This is what's going to be climbing up the obelisk. I ummed and ahed, and I thought, I want something a bit different, something I've not had before. And I thought fig, I love the fig leaves, so I am only growing it for its foliage. And the fact that it loses its leaves in winter is a bonus, because we don't want the courtyard too dark in winter, and if these were full of leaves all year round, it may be too dark in the winter months. I may only grow them from a metre up with leaves, so I will probably keep the bottom branches pruned so I can see through, and what I'm surrounding them with is lavender, English lavender, 3 in each pot around the fig. I was unsure about the lavender. I was thinking rosemary would be a better option, but they had none at the garden centre. So we've gone with the lavender, and if I change my mind, I will just change them. I find lavender gets a bit straggly. If you don't prune it when it's flowering, it just gets all out of shape. I'm not convinced, but Gypsy Boy really wanted these, so I gave in. I'm sure they'll look beautiful for the first year, but the second year I don't think they'll look so good. But we'll see, time will tell. For now, I'm sure they'll look absolutely gorgeous. And a bonus, the bees will definitely approve. So now let's just relax into some planting. Right, so that's the last one in, and then we'll get Gypsy Boy out to give them the water, and I'll show you what I do at the end of most dry days to keep my plants looking lush and green. Many people have asked, how come your plants are so lush and green all the time? Well, one factor could be that I talk to them most evenings. That could be a factor, but I think more likely it's what I do at the end of the day. So this is what I normally show you in videos at the end. Gypsy Boy giving him a good water with a watering can. But at the end of my day, this is what I do. I wet everything all over. I wet the whole ground, I wet the whole fence, I wet all the leaves, wash all the dust of the day off them, and you just feel them sigh. This could be the reason, folks. So there you go, guys. They look beautiful. And that's it for this week's vlog. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll catch you in the courtyard next week when we do the left hand side corner. So, have a great week, guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay. Bye now.